Wow, man. It feels like I've been gone for ages. I just had to check. How long I've been gone. It's been a week. But as you know, I'm always doing things. So Champions League show is out right now, people. Go and check that out with Alex Iwobi on UEFA's YouTube channel. And, you know, it's a week too long, though. I should be doing content every single day. So I apologize about that, people. You know what I mean? And I haven't spoken on anything. As you can see, Manchester United are linked with Cunha. We are linked with Dilap. There's been so much going on since I stopped doing content, like I've been gone for 5 months. But yeah, since this week, a lot, as always, goes on with Man United. Dalot out for the season. Listen, let me not even get into that. I'm sure we'll talk about that in the preview to the Europa League game. But guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Let's get into this video, man. Let's get into it. Matheus Cunha, linked with Man United. Looks like that deal is going to happen. And I think it's safe to say that it probably will happen. And they're talking about 62.5 million. Now, is that steep? Maybe. It might be a little bit steep, but we'll see how that is broken down. What the actual, is it just straight cash? How they're going to break it in? But I'm sure Manchester United are going to break it down in installments because, I know Ineos are trying to find ways of saving money in all ways. But Cunha, man, let's talk about Cunha as a player. I'm seeing so much like conversation about him, and I'm seeing positives from people and I'm seeing negatives. But I feel like mainly the negatives is coming from Rashford fans and stuff. Like, oh, is he that much better? But that's what always happens. Do you get where I'm coming from? Manchester United are the fan base who complain the most about their players, but also when it's time to replace those players, they have an issue. I have never ever seen a fan base like this. It's incredible. Like, sometimes I just say it, like, Manchester United fans chat rubbish, bro. Like, you can include me in that if you want, but Manchester United fans chat rubbish. We're the only football club who are not allowed to buy players, who are not allowed to try something different. If you buy two players in the same position, where they're going to play, who's going to... But Man City are allowed to sign in depth. Arsenal are allowed to sign in depth. Liverpool, everybody else. But when it comes to Man United, where's he going to play though? Blah, 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 blah. This person's starter. If you want to be a good football team, you want to play 60 games a season. If you want to be a good team, you want to play 60 games a season. You got coming from people. So if that's the case, you need depth. You need strength in depth. You need players that can play in multiple positions. And when I look at Cunha, I look at that type of player. I look at a player that can play left 10, can play right 10. I even think Cunha can play 8 if you need him to. And play number 9, as we've seen at Wolves as well. So when people are talking about the negative side of things, I'll be honest with you people. I see no downside in signing Cunha. I've been trying to wrap my brain around the negative. Like, I see people talking about his temperament. Mate, I don't know how to say this in the nicest way. I need dickheads at my club. I need bastards at my club. I need guys that are going to try and will to win. I need guys that are going to be angry if they lose. That's what Manchester United need at their football club. That's what we need. So when I look at that, I'm not concerned about that at all. Another thing that I saw is Cunha's walking stats. People, let me try and see if I can get out. People are talking about Cunha's walking stats. He's walked 77% of the season. 77%. He's walks the most or something like that across the league. But the thing is, sometimes things are down to instruction, right? Cunha's obviously in the star man kind of role at Wolves now. Walking that much, I need to see the context about it, because when I watch Wolves, that's not something I noticed. Maybe my eyes ain't trained to look at that, but that's not something that I noticed when I look at him. But I always say, some things you have to take on with a pinch of salt, because you've got to look at the team that they are playing for. You've got to look at the instructions that team are providing. For example, Cunha at Atletico Madrid, when Ralf Rangnick wanted him, was putting up some of the best pressure statistics in world football. I remember the reason why we wanted him was because how good his pressing stats were, his running stats were. Now all of a sudden at Wolves, he's walking the most in the league. So it's very, very depends on the team, and of course some does depend on the attitude of the player. But then again, let me highlight how much team matters. If you look at the top 5 players in the Premier League for pressures in the league, you got Kulusevski, Liam Delap, Omari Hutchinson, and Solanke. Those 4 are 4 of the 5 top ones. 2 each play for 2 clubs. So between 4 of them, they play for 2 clubs. So that's an instruction. Does that mean if Liam Delap comes to Man United, he's going to be in the top 5 for pressures? No, that doesn't mean that's the case. That doesn't mean that's the case. So it really depends on the team instruction. Omari Hutchinson, he's up there for the pressures. Solanke and Kulusevski in the Spurs system. That doesn't mean that's going to be the case wherever they go, or it's always going to be the case. It depends on the instruction of the team. So I wouldn't look into that too much. What Manchester United need to be thinking about is quality. Does Cunha have the required quality to play for Manchester United? Yes, he does. He's a good dribbler. He's powerful with his running. I remember when he was looking at prime Kaka against Manchester United last season. He can run with the ball. He has a nature to score worldy goals, by the way. Can shoot outside the box. Is confident going down the left side as well. Good finisher, active. He's athletic. I think everything that we want in a player in that kind of 10 role is something that Cunha has. So I'm actually looking forward to this type of signing. I'm actually thinking this is a really, really good signing. And my favorite thing about this is that, guys, I've said it numerous times. I don't know if anyone that watches my content will hear me have said it. Signing from the Premier League when you are trying to rebuild is so important, in my opinion. I am tired of Manchester United signing players and we're having to say, give him a year. Give him 2 years. Oh, he's young. Oh, he doesn't know the league. He's got to get stronger. He's got to get into the gym, add a bit more onto it. We say this all the time. When you sign from the Premier League, these players are instantly ready to make impact. They are used to the league. They understand the speed. They understand the tempo. They understand the physicality. They are ready to play instantly. I'm not going to be next season. I'm telling you guys from now. I'm not next season going to be saying, give Cunha time. No! I'm expecting instant impact. Instant impact. There's no reason why we need to give him time. Okay, you got to adjust to the size of the club. But I want to see stuff on the pitch. I want to see stuff on the pitch instantly. Premier League signings. And guys, this isn't a coincidence. I'm going to go back in the day. You look at Alex Ferguson, who he has signed. He always shopped in the Premier League. Tevez, Sheringham, York, Cole, Roy Keane, Eric Cantona, Rio Ferdinand, Rooney. The list goes on and on and on. Carrick, Van der Sar. Guys that are just going to come in and instantly make impact. Alan Smith, Louis Sahar. Bro, I can keep going on and on and on. Guys that are just going to come in and make impact quickly. No wasting time. And you guys might think, oh, well, that's the old Premier League. Let's go to the new Premier League. Except on Guardiola, who still signed John Stones as his first signing. He signed John Stones. He signed, why's my mind gone blank? Delph was a signing. There was other signings that he signed from the Premier League. I don't know why my mind's just gone blank there. But Pep is a little bit different because he redefined the Premier League. He reshaped the way we look at Premier League football. But you look at Jurgen Klopp, Oxlade, Robertson, Mane, who else is there, people? There's so many. Let me get it up so I can say it properly. Liverpool signings under Klopp. Players bought by Jurgen Klopp. So you look at how can I forget Van Dijk? Salah had already played in the league, but he did go away, so I'm not going to count that. But you look at Mane, Wijnaldum, Andrew Robertson, Van Dijk, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Who else is there? These are guys that went straight into the first team, by the way, straight in. And there's a few others, not all hit, but there's a few others, right? But you look at what he did. He signed from the Premier League. You look at Arteta. Let's go through Arteta signings. All the players that Arteta has signed. You look at Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Ben White, all played in the Premier League. You look at David Raya, played in the Premier League. Moreno has played in the Premier League before. Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus has played in the Premier League. Jorginho played in the Premier League. Leonardo Trossard had played in the Premier League. Leandro Trossard played in the Premier League. Premier League signings. How many of those guys that I named needed a season? Needed 2 years? Needed 3 years? Instant impact. I think signing from the Premier League, and the only problem about Premier League is that the price in it. The price gets ridiculous sometimes with Premier League signings. But for me to accelerate your rebuild, you need to sign from the league. So Cunha being a player that is from the Premier League and he's doing it in the Premier League. I'm not going to say done it in the Premier League. It's not like he's world class, but he's doing it in the Premier League across his 2 seasons. Let's have a look. Across his 2 seasons, Cunha has scored 12 goals last season in the league, 14 goals this season in 28 games. So this is a player that can score in this league. This is a player that can impact in this league. That is the type of signings that we need. That is the type of signings that we need, people. Instant impact. And I think that's what Cunha is going to bring. Instant impact. He looks like he really wants this move, which is good. He looks like he's ready to take that step. He's 25 and older, which I am a fan of. I want players that are 25 and plus. Man United have enough young players. Heaven, Yoro, Garnacho, Kobe. Why am I getting so much brain freeze? Hoyland, Xerxes under 25. You know, we've got young players in the academy. We've got players that are already young. We don't need more youngsters. We need players that are approaching their prime or experience. And I think Cunha just ticks those boxes. So I'm very happy with this signing. I'm very happy. I hope Manchester United complete it. I think he's a player that could make an impact at most clubs in the Premier League as well. I think he's somebody that has been looked at as well. So I have no complaints with this one. You know what I mean? I have no complaints. He's had good games against Manchester United when we played against him. The running power. It's what we need. It's what we need. So let's hope Cunha doesn't fall in line with the United graveyard, as they say. And let's hope he's a player that comes in and makes instant impact. Now, moving on to Liam Delap. Guys, let me even give you guys video evidence, right, of how much I've been a fan of Liam Delap. I've been a fan of Liam Delap since he was in the Man City Academy. I've been aware of Liam Delap since those days. And I went on SDS 6 months ago, start of the season, right? And we were talking about Ipswich. Ipswich had just played Aston Villa. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is me talking about Liam Delap. Been looking closely since the Euros. You know, I've been scouting.
One new striker.
Looking for who the new striker is going to be.
It's going to be Liam Delap.
Project Retire Kane, 26. Liam Delap.
For England.
Let's make it happen. Let's work.
You know it's not going to happen.
No, hold on. If he comes to my agency,
yeah.
CC Ltd.
Yeah. No,
we're going to the moon.
Hold on, I'm with you. No.
Fred, you know my track record.
If
you don't on that one, if he comes to CC Ltd,
but I can see it happening because right now in the striker, in terms of England, you've got Ivan Toney that went to Saudi, so now that's a position
Watkins gonna be a bit older
as well, and then you got Harry Kane that's getting a bit old. He's still gonna find a way on the plane, I know for sure.
Yeah, you can come on the plane. But we got something going on here.
Solanke. He's got
Solanke's 27. Listen. I said, if Liam Delap comes to CC Ltd, we are going to the moon. Welcome to Old Trafford. I hope. Liam Delap for me is an interesting one, right? And I'll tell you why. I'm a big fan of Liam Delap. The running power that he has. He is an absolute bulldozer in terms of working across back fours, working defenders. He gets in people's faces. He gets in fights on the pitch. Most yellow cards in the Premier League. He's got that bite to him. He's got 12 goals in the league at the moment. I looked at it. People were saying he doesn't score inside the box. He's got 8 goals in the box. A lot of his chances he creates by himself. He can transition. He's got speed. He's an aerial threat. So when I look at Liam Delap as a player, I think to myself, that's a good signing as well. That's somebody, again, that's playing in the league, that understands the league. Now, I'm not going to say he's done it in the league again because this is his first season there, but he understands the Premier League. He knows what he wants. He knows how to handle himself in this league. He's not going to come in and need and not know the speed, not know the tempo like Erasmus Højlund. He's not going to need that. He's going to be able to, if he's not scoring, I think, the thing I like about him is that I feel like if he's not scoring, he can still find a way to make an impact. He knows how to bring others into the game. My only concern with him, as I was just talking about with Cunha, is I like them 25 plus players at the moment. And the fact that he's 22 years old, this is his first big move, for example, that kind of worries me because of Manchester United's history. Because of Man United's history with these young players. He's going to have to develop. He's going to have to handle the size of the club instantly. And again, I'm not going to give him the amount of, well, Højlund very quickly kind of showed himself, but I'm not going to give him the amount of like, oh, he's young. Yeah, look, I need impact. I need goals. I need that. I need impact. I need goals. Do I think he can develop to be England's number 9 one day? Yes. Do I think he's going to be a very, very good striker? Yes. I see, honestly, when I see him play, there's elements of loads of those old English strikers in him. He's got that power of like an Alan Shearer. He carries the ball up the pitch like a Wayne Rooney. Of course, he's not them players, but I'm just talking about him as a profile. But the size of the club sometimes overwhelms people. And I'm just hoping Liam Delap doesn't fall in that bubble. That's why I was kind of looking at an Osimhen. But I know in Osimhen, when you look at his numbers, you look at his underlying numbers as well, he's very much of he's kind of like a poacher kind of player. His bringing people into the game isn't amazing. But what he does is create chances out of nothing as well. But Liam Delap, if you look at carries into the box, if you look at his touches per shot, he's got touches per shot the same as Bukayo Saka's and Mo Salah's because he's having to create his own chances. He's He's taking about 3 to 4 touches per shot. And when you think about that, that's because a Saka will probe, shoot. A Mo Salah will probe, shoot. So his numbers are like the wingers because he's not getting clear-cut chances. But if you look at like 3 or 4 of his goals, they're good instinctive poaching. So I'm keen to see if that's something that he will bring to Manchester United. And one thing about him that I really like about Dilap is that fearlessness. He plays with that fearlessness. He does feel like if he comes to Man United, he's just going to think, I belong here. He's got that kind of arrogance about him. And that's what Man United need. That's really what Manchester United need. So again, that's another Premier League signing, which is why if we are going to go young, I'm at least happy it's a Premier League player. Because don't get me wrong, if Adam Wharton was available for a good price, I'm taking him. If Belabo was available for a good price, I'm taking him. But at the end of the day, I still do want that kind of 25 plus. But the Premier League signings for me is key. We must shop in the Premier League, man. You know what I mean? Everyone's looking at centre halves and all these type of see what's about there. For me, all right, go and get a goalkeeper from the Serie A. Like, who cares? Like, get a goalkeeper from the Serie A or a special talent like a Ryan Cherky. But other than that, I really want us to shop in the Premier League market, man. I really do. And I'm happy with the signings. Listen, we don't know if it's going to happen because he's linked with Chelsea. He's also linked with Newcastle now. Will he choose us? We will see. But I do think he feels like a Manchester United number 9. He feels like he's played in Manchester already. He scored 35 goals in 46 for the Manchester youth team. And a lot of people are talking about, oh, but look at his numbers in the Championship. Bro, I honestly think people have a kind of a wrong perspective on youth football. Liam Delap was in his teens going to the Championship and starting. That is not easy to do. In the Championship, people think, oh, it's Championship is fucking difficult. Championship is difficult, especially as a teen. He went to the Championship and was starting as a teen. There's not many strikers that have done bits in the Championship. He's just learning the ropes of English football. That's what you have got to go and do. Learn the ropes of English football and steadily improve. And now he's come to the Premier League and he's handled the Premier League easier than he's handled Championship. Development ain't linear, people. We should know that through a Harry Kane. We should know that through a Jamie Vardy, absolute legend. We gotta remember that, man. We gotta remember that. Yeah, I mean, even there was even periods that he was playing right wing. He was playing on the right wing in the championship as well for a lot of periods. So, guys, it's important to look into these things. But I do get it. Oh, he's only scored 12 goals in the Premier League, and you want to bring him in to be Man United's number 9. It's a big jump. I'm not going to be naive to that. It's a big jump. But I am happy with the player. I am happy with Cunha. I'm happy with Dilap. But now go and get me a Ryan Cherki. Go and get me a special player like that. I'm seeing links to Edison. Again, 25 plus, I like it, but is there an alternative in the Prem? You know what I mean? Is there an alternative in the Prem? But guys, let me know what you guys think about the signing of Cunha, potentially, and this potential signing of Liam Delap. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the likes, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Let me know who you think Man United should be looking at. Give me a list of Premier League players that Man United should be looking at. Give me a list of signings in general. You know what I mean? I'm seeing that we're linked to this Master. What's his name? Master Tanu from Argentina. He looks nice. Apparently, we want to break his release clause at some point. Listen, I need somebody that's just... You fill your foundation, you fill your team with the runners, the guys that are technically good, that can handle the ball and can run. Ryan Giggs said today to Rio Ferdinand, right? What's the 3 things that you need to be a Manchester United player? He said you need to be able to run, handle the ball, and have imagination. You need those things. Imagination, be able to run and handle the ball. Obviously, if you have one that completely supersedes the other one, you can make a little bit of exceptions. But we haven't got many players that can do that. Bruno's got imagination. He can run for his days. Handle the ball. He's inconsistent with it a little bit. But other than that, you look at the team, like, who can do those things? You got Ahmad, he can run, he can handle the ball, his imagination. Kobe, he can handle the ball. He's got a bit of imagination. Can he run as good as he should be able to yet? No. So you look at around, we haven't got many of that. And I was laughing my head off when I was thinking about that. We haven't even got those things. So we need to go and get those type of players, man. When I look at Cunha, I look at Dilap, I look at people like Cherki, I look at some of the people that we're linked with. It's encouraging. Do you need to go and get a right wing back? We do need to go and get a goalkeeper. Do we need another centre back? If we don't sign another centre back, I don't mind. I would rather sign attackers. We need to sign attackers, midfielders. We need to sign attackers and midfielders, the wide areas. We need that second and third phase of the pitch. We need to improve. Man United have not broken 60 goals since 2021 season. It has to improve. We've got 37 goals this season, under 1 a game. Well, sorry, not under 1 a game, but like, let me see how many goals we got actually. Make sure I'm saying it. I think 37 goals like in 34 games. So we're nearly averaging 1 goal a game. About nearly 1 goal a game. Like, come on. It's a disgrace. It's actually a disgrace. So let's see what we do in the market. Funny enough, as much as Man United I think we're gonna probably finish 17th. As much as which is 17th. As much as it's terrible, I do have some optimism for Man United in the future. But I'll be watching Ineos very closely this summer. Guys, like, share, subscribe. It's your boy CultureCams. Turn notifications on. I'm out. Peace.